let me love you.
Hey you guys, it's Midnight here back for another video, and today I wanted to do a review for the 2024 Thai BL series Sunset X5. For as long as he can remember, Salin has been dreaming of one man every full moon, a man who wears traditional Thai clothing. Accompanying his appearance is the scent of night blooming jasmine. As Salin's 18th birthday approaches, the man disappears from his dream, from his life entirely without a word. Years later, when Salin starts his internship at a giant company, he meets CEO Sun Suriyen, excuse me for my mispronunciation, the very person he'd spent the previous night with. Going into the characters, you have Salin. I like Salin. He is cute and even funny at times as well. I like his character because he was passionate about his designing skills while also caring about his relationship with Sun. I also mention this because there are times where characters' work can come in between their relationship. It's nice that Salin is able to balance work with personal matters, not just because his boyfriend is the CEO of his workplace. On the other hand, I don't like that Salin can be stubborn and not listen to Sun, considering that he had his designs get stolen. Also, he can just to conclude jump to conclusions without communicating first before doing so. Next is Sun. I also like Sun. He is adorable when he shows his affection to Celine, and he acts like a puppy as well. He can also be very clingy as he needs to always be informed about Celine at the workplace. On the other hand, I don't like the fact that he does tend to put his relationship with Celine first and not having a good work balance between, of course, work and personal relationships as well. Next is Sam. He is Sun's brother. He is mostly at first in the first half of the show helping Sun out with protecting and spying on Celine and his friends. However, he ends up falling for Celine's friend Yo. I like Sam because he is so cute with his little man bun, and he even shows how he acts. I like how he acts with Yo. You can tell Sam and Sun are bros because they have the same like love language. And also he reminds me so much of Payu. And next is Yo. He is Celine's friend. He is also rather feisty and blunt at times. He has a rather negative run in with Sam, Sun's brother, in the beginning. However, he ends up falling for him, and he's just like Celine, as he can act slightly nervous when receiving affection from Sam. And by the way, I also like Yo too, by the way. Um, Next is Pim. She is Celine's friend. She is rather dramatic at times, using so many English in her day to day conversations and even discussing like gossiping. She is also dating Prim, another employee at Sun's business on the design team. And lastly, you have Prim. She is an employee at Sun's jewelry company and is on the design team as well. She at first came off as mean and rather reserved until she finally opened up to Prim and her friends. Next, going into the plot slash storyline. First thing I want to talk about is the pacing. I would agree with probably many that there were times that I actually did feel bored watching this. However, I wouldn't say that there wasn't any good parts, and I don't regret watching this. This is more of a show that you would watch to pass the time. Next is the Nega plot line. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. I didn't like this addition to the series, even though it was in the book, but I just don't like the fact that they didn't really introduce this well. I thought this was going to be a show that was more set in the workplace, not with a fantasy plotline as well. Also, they could have made it more understandable because even after watching it, I still don't understand it. When I heard others explaining like who read the book, I still didn't quite understand it either. Next, going into Celine and Sun's relationship. I like their relationship as they're cute, especially when Sun is all clingy and doing nice gestures for Celine. However, I don't like how in the beginning they made them out to be two teenage boys who are just experienced puberty for the first time. Next is Sam and Yo's relationship. They're my favorite couple out of the three. I'm a sucker for enemies to lovers. If that's one thing that y'all would know about me, it was something about how they first met to them falling in love with each other that just made my heart tingle. Also, I just think that they're the perfect match for each other. Like they're both so like argumentative and just so feisty. And last but not least is Pim and Prim. I appreciate the fact that they are at least a GL couple, and I like them second to Sam and Yo. I am glad to see that we got a backstory to both Pim and Prim. Also, you can sense that Pim had a crush on her from the beginning, and their relationship didn't come out of nowhere. In conclusions, this was a good series to just watch chilling. I would give this show a 3.5 out of 5. Even though Moss and Bank were disappointed with the series reception, I don't think that they should worry too much since they will have a good series next time that maybe would be enjoyed more, just like Big Dragon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please do subscribe and please hit that bell notification for more uploads for me. Bye.